Meticulous execution, uniquely daring designs. Dame Vivenne Westwood has never ceased to wow the world with her distinctive fashion sense. We're gathered here tonight for a retrospective of her work. Her charm and talent has gathered some of Hong Kong's celebrities and fashion-conscious people, and we can't wait to see what she has to show us tonight.
I think Vivenne Westwood is always exciting, and she's never outdated.
Like, she has great design, great ideas, and like personally, I was a big fan of the early Sex Pistols and Clash, their music, and so she was a big influence on them. And
we think she's very avant-garde and very modern. That depends. We are now getting more conservative as we are getting older, but we try our best.
She's very original, and her designs really flatters a woman's body, and also the man can wear a woman's dress.
Yeah.
So I think she's a genius.
She's very different, but she's got her own flamboyance, very flamboyant. I love her clothes.
I cannot say glamorous because it's kind of casual, but it's a bit out of the way.
She's very, very authentic and very innovative, and I really love her design a lot.
I saw her exhibition in Tokyo and at the Vivenne, and I just think what she did was really special, and that it was a real iconic moment in time.
Actually a grandma, but when she designs, I think she's forever young and with a young soul and spirit, with this edgy punk soul inside her all the time.
You were the driving force behind punk and anti-establishment fashion. You said you were angry at the world. Have your views changed?
To be high fashion, I think you're not the status quo, are you? So you are challenging people's perception of the way that people could look ideally in a perfect, wonderful world. How could people look? But somehow your clothes always do mirror the times as well. It's because you've absorbed so much that you have a sort of perspective on the time in which you live, and your clothes reflect that. So I think they're always a challenge to the way we look.
What do you think is the biggest fashion faux pas, like what not to do?
I think clothes help you to establish your presence and your personality, and so it's a look, but and buy less, but buy great things. Don't just keep consuming things. Anyway, so I don't know. So it's not a question of faux pas. It's either you want to look great or you want to look conforming. You have to choose.
I can see the badge you're wearing tonight. What's I'm Expensive all about?
The meaning of I am expensive, on the first level, it's I'm not cheap. I read a book. I don't want your cheap hamburgers. I'm not coming on holiday to that naff place with you. I've got better things to do. Yeah. I'm thinking. But on the other hand, we are completely spoilt. We are so pampered and so spoilt. The reason we're spoilt is because we're subsidised by the rest of the world. So we have a responsibility to that, and we are truly expensive on the political level as well. And so there's sort of two ways of looking at it, but it gives me an excuse to wrap a woman up like a present and make her look fantastic. So I've got two sides of it.
What does having a successful life mean to you?
Somebody asked me a question earlier on, and I'm sort of going to give the answer even though the question's not quite the same. And I say, look up a word in a dictionary, because then I'm so glad when I don't know something and I look up this word, because then I know something I didn't know 5 minutes before. And so it's knowledge. It's knowledge that gives everybody power and stimulation and joy of life.
From outlandish costumes for punk rock band the Sex Pistols, to haute couture and collections referencing 18th century art and philosophy, Dame Vivenne Westwood has been one of the most inventive and influential designers for the past few decades, and is often considered a symbol of the British avant-garde. In this retrospective, Vivenne Westwood walks us through some of her most impressive masterpieces, and it truly displays the confronting, eccentric, controversial, and essentially British elements in her work, as well as her unique inventiveness. Her designs stress on individualism and often push the boundaries of acceptability. While her range is extremely wide, her clothes bear her signature emphasis on intricate craftsmanship and attention to detail. Unconformity, together with a sense of tradition, has always been an epitome of Vivenne Westwood's fashion. And she is no doubt brilliant when it comes to drawing attention to the figure through exaggeration and distortion of the body shape. Classic corseted silhouette, highly structured tailoring, and extravagantly glittering materials. Westwood brings these exaggerations together in an unmistakably contemporary statement. Rebelliously elegant, subversively sumptuous. Westwood effectively demonstrates her power to theatricalize sexuality and sensibility. And the spectacular show concludes with this stunning crystal-encrusted wedding gown.